So, what is it you desire? Rusty old coins like you mortals are wont to collect, perhaps? We are resolved to vanquish the Light Warden of this land. To that end, we desire entreat to Lihei Gia. What a strange thing to wish for. You may as well ask for your death. But if that's what you want, who are we to argue? Very well, I shall speak to the others. You've clearly been busy, Oriange. Would be so kind to tell us what we've missed? So that was the purpose of the gifts. Is there anything you can tell us about this Light Warden? Aye, my lady. By circumstances most tragic, the Light Warden of this land is the king and ruler Titania. It was not only so, of course. Our king fought the first Light Warden that threatened our home. You see, he fought it and won. But all the horrible light that came out went and corrupted them, turning them into a new Light Warden. Now they're king only in name, not remains of the wise and just ruler that used to be. We had no choice but to seal them in the castle. The magic for breaking the seal we divided into 4 and wove each into a different relic to keep apart until the time was right. The time is now. And this dress is one of them. It's been in our safekeeping for years and years, but we've decided to entrust it to you. Are you sure? Of course, custom demands it. Though you're most certainly going to your deaths, we thought we should at least let you try. That way we get to watch what happens. Of course, you can't break the seal unless you have what the other relics do. The Cell Crown is the 4th, with the Fouth, the Stone Scepter with the new Mao, and the Crystal Shoes are with the Amaro. Good luck, find them all. Yeah, boy. The fact thus disclosed confirmed me mine own understanding. Our quest lieth now before us. First, let us hie to the lake, there to claim the Shell Crown from the Ffxiv. If we call them to them before the untouchable gate, they will answer. Okay. Hearken to me, O spirits of the water, we are come with an entreaty. Not in a talkative mood, apparently. I'm not exactly sure how the gate works. But the Falth are our spirits. Perhaps we should take our search into the lake. Uh-oh? I suppose a brief dip wouldn't hurt. We all know Thancred swims like an eel. But what about you, Minfilia? I can swim well enough, Thancred taught me. Excellent. What about you, Arianje? I'm not sure I've ever asked. Rather than swim, mayhap it would be more expeditious to walk upon the surface by means of magic. Worry not, my friend, I know some helpful tricks. They should be more than happy to share them with you. Together we shall conquer the waves. You can't swim. Well, well! Aren't we a lively lot? And you have an entreaty for us, you say. An entreaty with mortals, what a treat! I, my comrades, and I are on a quest to vanquish the Light Warden. To that end, we would humbly beg to the loan of the Shell Crown, which we are given to understand is in safekeeping of your people. Oh, is that all? Of course, you may have it. You shall have it. Just like that, what do you want from us? Oh, no need to be suspicious. The crown simply doesn't mean that much to us at all. As a matter of fact, nothing means much to us, for we are Ffxiv. It's over before it begun, and we can care less what becomes of the Fairy King, nor the world for that matter. Having said that, we do so seldom have mortal visitors. It would seem the shame not to make the most of you. Touch the untouchable gate, and come hither to our domain. Don Meg, in your tongue, it means forbidden realm. Sounds forbidding, doesn't it? And so it should. We are one with the water. Our home wrought of ripples and waves and currents. Find your way through, give us a thrilling sport, and we will give you the crown. Well. First, we have a dungeon. Don Meg. Which, well, I'd love to do it with these guys. Especially with Arianje as a healer. Well, might as well take it upon having actual people help. As there's likely people who want to, do that. Even though it's a very nice mechanic to have it so you can do it in PC. And I was gonna repair, oh well. It's not that bad anyways. funny if all three were dungeons. Though it would kind of break the logic of what it usually is. Don Meg. Pretty. Alright. peering gaze, huh? Oh, come on. Onwards.
Well fought, well fought!
Oh, you do not hold back. but I would have it no other way. Seldom have I enjoyed such sport.
Good sport.
We have satisfied thy demands. Wilt thou now satisfy ours?
Yee yee.
Of course. Of course. There it is, the relic you seek. Yours for the taking. Have care you do not break it, though, yes.
I don't care about it. Though I guess if we broke it before we got what we needed, it would be kind of bad, but, you know.
Ah, but you, my friend, you are mighty indeed, and pleasing to the eye besides.
Thanks. Kind of weird to hear from a frog fairy thing.
More! I want to see more of her!
Oh, right.
Yes! Yes! I could watch her forever!
Why don't we just make her one of us?
I would be okay with that. I mean, on a personal note, I would be okay with that, but...
Yes! One of us!
What a fine idea! Why ever didn't I think of that? You may have the crown, but in exchange, we will have you!
I mean, doesn't that kind of defeat the point?
Wake up! Wake up, damn you!
Artberg. Sup?
Ah, you're alive. Thank the gods. I don't know where you learned to breathe underwater, but it's lucky you can.
I mean, we've always been able to do that. Like, where are the others?
I'm sure you had your reasons. But the first rule of dealing with the Ffxiv is do not deal with the Ffxiv.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
It's said that they are born from the souls of the drowned. Were it not for your little trick, you'd have joined them.
Aww. I would
Your
have been okay
friends are
with that.
safely back on dry land, in case you were wondering. They'll be searching for you, I expect.
Of course, the thing is, you would forget. Oh, that makes sense.
That's the royal capital of the Kingdom of Verba down there. It's seen better days.
No kidding.
They were a stubborn lot, the Verbatites. Set in their ways. But once you got to know them, you couldn't find a more welcoming people.
And now they're Fae that like to drown people to make them...
It always
like
froze
them.
over in winter, being up in the mountains. So we'd pull up our chairs round the fire and trade tales over steaming bowls of lamb stew, while the street lamps burned hot and bright outside. All dead and buried now. Them and anyone else who might remember. Everything
Of
we
course.
did. Everything we gave. What was it for?
To save what was left.
I wonder. I hope you'll have a better answer than this when all's said and done.
So do I. So do I. future is something we need to stop. If it comes to be, it'll be the end of all. Including me, apparently. Yes, that just rhymed. Anywho. Nice little ether current here. So if we couldn't breathe underwater, we would have been one of them. Shame, that would have been it. Yeah. But anyways. Of course, if we became one, we would forget. But, you know, plus we'd be stuck as one. Don't worry, I'm alive. So is everyone else. What's up? Dear gods, we're never Sorbet's blessing. But I need not labor the point. I'm glad to see you safe and well, my friend. Have you any idea how worried we were to wash up on shore, only to find you weren't with us? Oh, but I'm forgetting. Here's your crown, your majesty. The father kept that part of the bargain, at least. I mean, would have been that bad if I had drowned? Not really. Actually, it would have been, but you know. It's just something I would do. Well, there were certain twists and turns our work here is done, with everyone none the worse for witness. Was that a pun? Oh, thank goodness you're still here. Saloon? Saloon? What, is something amiss? A great big mob of mortals is marching to Ilmig. Mortals with ugly weapons and uglier faces. It's the frickin' Ilmor. They wouldn't happen to be your friends, would they? Quite the opposite, actually. Rather the reverse, I fear. Ilmor and army, I guess. Meaning, we can play with them? Go ahead. Please do. Please ruin them, as much as you'd like. But just to be sure, I will return with you to confirm their identities. If they are who we expect, we will require your aid. If Alphino is coming, then at least they will come you too, yes? Can't have one without the other, you know? You told that to like 90% of the game, because they've been separated since pretty much the beginning. Alright, just remember, we're not your playmates this time. I'm afraid we must leave for the rest of the relic hunt in your hands. Don't worry, I've done this thing before. It's fine to defeat the White Warden would always be fallen to us. Yeah, that's true. Perhaps, but I would feel better if we were there to assist you. Back to cheering you on from afar. I see you afterwards, my friend. Welp. That was the thing. With our enemies fast approaching, time is of the essence. We must needs accomplish our mission with all possible haste. Of the two remaining bearers of the relics, the Numo or the Nearer, we shall seek them out next. Among the faithful, they bear the distinction of having abided in these lands since before the flood. They are also the friendliest of two men and have served me faithfully whensoever I have called upon them. Indeed, they are the source of much of the knowledge I have acquired in my time here. The path leadeth past my dwellings, let us away. Okay. Past yonder cliff lieth Plotino, home of the Numo. The others have gone ahead to scout the way. Come, let us follow. Yeah, boy. Oops. Oops. Gotta stop touching the pad. That sounds weird. We stand now upon its former outskirts, grazing land where shepherds once tended their flock. Though one cannot help but feel a pain of loss when faced with such a spectacle, one can scarcely blame the Fae folk for so altering the land. Blame for that lieth rightly with a light, a force terrible enough to bring an entire civilization to its knees, an entire world. That it should have been allowed to rise up unchecked is the greater regret. Yet, in spite of all the tragedy which surroundeth me, full glad am I for the chance to be here. 'Twas these hands which brought together the warriors of darkness and Menphilia, lest thou forget. Therefore, even were there no eighth umbral calamity to forestall, it seemeth only right that I strive to deliver the first from its doom. Indeed, you did kind of save them. Only right I say, though such words I'll convey the strength of my resolve. In truth, I can no more ignore the plight of this world than I can choose to stop breathing, and thus I do labor for those we have lost, for those who we can yet save. The coming struggle promised to test us to our limits, but so long as we stand together, I doubt not but we shall prevail. That we shall prevail. Mortals, just as we thought. Boisterous pixie. Hast thou business with us? Business? Ha! Nothing so boring. We smelled you coming and thought we'd come and play. They do not appear to be the pixies of Lita Loram. Mine apologies, but we're in some haste. May have another day. Oh, and some haste, you say? Are you? Then allow me to hasten you on your way. What did they just do to us? Oh, god damn it. Teleportation magic for mercy. We're not set up far from our course. Oh, that's good at least. Should the pixies find us again, however, they will most assuredly repeat the trick. So we gotta be careful. We have no time to waste. Let us avail ourselves of the enchantment I have learned. Fae Cloak. So 'tis told, most ingenious magic which rendereth one invisible to Fae folk, albeit briefly. shall cast enchantment upon thee under its aegis, though thou art to make thy way past the pixies and rejoin our comrades. Know, however, the enchantment shall suffice to veil thee and thee alone. Be not tempted to employ a mount, as it will only serve to give thy presence away. I assumed you were right behind us. What took you so long? Troublesome day, you know. I see. Yes, I'd say that's a valid excuse for your lateness. You are hereby forgiven. Another good news, the Nemo village lies just through here. All interesting is J deigns to join us. Mortals are here. Lots of them. They said the Nemo were men's best friend. The poor thing's beside itself with fear. 'Twas beside itself, perhaps, but not with fear. More excitement. This is unacceptable, I tell you. To have so many mortals appear at once, it's more excitement than we can bear. Jeez. Greetings, Elder Wid-Onk. Tourney, it hath been a while. Pray forgive my brevity, but time is upon against us. We are here. We are come to borrow the stone scepter of Nemo. In the stone scepter, then you mean to lift the seal over Lai Gieth? That is unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you. If the king is set free, none here will be safe. Don't worry, we'll kill him. Unlike our fake cousins, we Nemo have called this land our home since time immemorial. Believing it is unthinkable. Thus did full many of us lay down our lives to seal away our king when they were corrupted by the light. If we do as you ask, our sacrifice would have been in vain. Except we will kill him. Just hand over the goddamn staff. I can't help but say that. It's just such discourtesy. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable, I tell you. Honored elder, pray believe me when I say this woman is possessed not only of the strength required to vanquish the king, but of something still more valuable, a means to resist the resultant corruption. Indeed, she hath already laid low the Lights Warden of Lakeland, all without succumbing to the influence of light. She is yet a stranger of this land, 'tis true, but she harboureth the same desire to see the Sin Eaters eliminated as we do. Wilt thou not lend us thy hand, that we might see thy beloved home restored to its former glory? You've always been done right by us, Urianger. If you have placed your faith in this woman, then so shall we. As you say, we want nothing more to be rid of the Sin Eaters. Be that as it may, this is not a decision to be made lightly. We require time to deliberate. A turn of the moon, perhaps. We don't have that kind of time. We don't have a turn of the moon unless we debate this with the Omoran army. Yeah, that would be bad. Elder, given all that is at stake, I cannot well expect thee simply to roll over and acquiesce to our request. But even now, a powerful foe draweth near, and I fear it must beseech thee to hasten thy deliberations, that thou mightst fetch us the scepter while there is yet time to use it. Roll over? Fetch? It's funny because they're like dogs. You know full well that not give us greater pleasure than to render aid to men. You know full well, yet you speak the words of power regardless. It's unfair, I tell you. Jeez. In happier times, it was our honor to assist mortals in need and receive rewards befitting our deeds. Since the kingdom of Volbert fell, however, we've been starved of man's patronage. After so many years of deprivation, it is difficult to ignore such an earnest entreaty. Very well, Urianger. I promise to give you as swift as an answer as I may. In return, I ask that you and yours remain here the while, and bestow upon us your patronage. Is the agreement agreeable? Oh, that was easy. Say you'll treat them like a dog and they'll do it. That's kind of demeaning if they were anything but this. You will offer your patronage to our people too, yes? Let's see, perhaps you can begin with the Marn Ose. They are one of our foremost artisans, once held in high esteem by the Knights of Volbert. With the Knights gone, however, Marn Ose had no opportunity to put their skills to use. They would be overjoyed by your patronage. Very well, so we have much of a choice, do we? 1,182, 1,183, 1,184. Wait, did I already count that leaf? Why? Who? What? Where? When? And why? Wait, you're immortal? Huzzah! Huzzah! Well met. Yes, very well met indeed. Have you old and tired arms and armor that are threatened to fall apart at crucial junctures of battle? you answered yes, you've come to the right Numao. I will restore your equipment to pristine condition for a payment of pair of moss fungus legs. Most fungi roam just outside the cave. Please, please, please give their legs and your patronage to me. Okay. So rather than money, they just expect you to friggin' give them moss legs. Okay, that's weird, but okay. I have 3, so... Okay. Who doth gaze? Oh, it's Menphilia. What you doing? I wasn't spying on you or anything. I just finished my task and I should report back. She's so cute. Father Collard's chambers are through here. Appeared inside, and sure enough, it was milling with the Mao. Looked not too friendly. If Thinkard were here, he'd told me to go about it quietly and quickly. Let us split up. I'll find all the ink I can, and then come back outside. See you shortly. Invisible, how can you see it?
Oh, thank goodness. There you are. Those Numo were rather frightening. I'm glad you're safe. I haven't seen much actual combat, so I was a little nervous, but I'm happy I could help. The Minfilius before me battled Sin-Eaters as part of the Yulmoran army. But that had all changed by the time I was found. They held me captive, so that I wouldn't follow in the others' footsteps. I'd still be in my cell now had Thancred not spirited me away. When he found me, I knew nothing of the world. I didn't know how to live, let alone fight. Thancred once told me that if the efforts to summon you failed, it would fall to me to face the Light Wardens. I realized then that it was the only reason he kept me close.
No.
As a contingency. The truth is, he can't stand to be around me.
That's a lie.
Because I'm not her. I'm not his Nymphilia.
God damn it.
Once, we journeyed to Nabatha together. To the place where the Oracle appeared and stayed the flood. As we drew near, I felt as though I was fading away. I shut my eyes and covered my ears, and then... I'm not sure what happened after that. I have a vague feeling that I said something to him. Only it wasn't me at all. It was her. Afterwards, Thancred didn't say a word. Only kept to himself and brooded. There's nothing I can do for him. Nothing I can offer but my presence. Though it only reminds him of his loss. She should be the one to live on. That's why I tried to find you. Because I knew that was what she wanted. But now that you're here, I'm not entirely sure what it was she intended me to do.
Live your life.
Tell you something or bring you to someone or somewhere. I can feel the answer at the edge of my mind, just out of reach.
Whoa. That's not good.
What is that?
Titania.
Why? Why did you imprison us? Such boredom, such tedium have we suffered. It is unfair. Unfair.
You're still sentient? That's a surprise.
Come and play with us.
That's not creepy at all.
It came from the castle.
You don't say. They're aware we're here.
This is everything I have. Please see it delivered to the Nemo.
What are you going to do?
I will bear word to Thancred and the others.
Oh. Okay. At least I hope that's what she's gonna do. Not do something stupid. Guess that's my job! Before I begin, please allow me to express my gratitude for your kind patronage. Having been deprived of purpose for so long, our people are overjoyed to be able to serve again. Put on the bearer of the stone scepter. During our deliberations, we were forced to concede that we will never have the power to deal with our fallen monarch. We can release Titania neither from the castle nor our torment. In light of this, we have decided to entrust their fate to you. Take it, the stone scepter of the Numau. This makes 3 relics. One more and we can arrange a meeting with the warden. Ere you continue your quest, allow me to enlighten you as regards to your foe. Know that Titania is not a name, but a title bestowed upon the one chosen to lead the Pixies by the grace of nature. This leader, upon Elmeg's founding, arose the ruler of all Fae folk to bring order to our brightest kind. In our turn, we Fae folk render our blessing unto nature, unto water, wood, and wind, that our kin might be further empowered. Though they are become a sin eater, their powers remain unchanged when you face them. Be prepared to face the full fury of nature. Wouldn't be the first time. Oh dear, is there anything else we should know? Anything else? Only if you feel unready for the challenge, and none here would blame you for it, you're welcome to remain among us a while longer. After all, I myself have yet to enjoy your patronage, and who knows when I will have the next chance. Oi! Honestly, I look away for one moment and every fairy and their uncle tries to steal my sapling from me. This is my sapling. Mine. To you, heart. Not yours. Not the Ffxiv's. And anyone who so much as thinks about trying to seduce her will wish they hadn't. The final relic is a pair of shoes wrought of crystal. They are held by the Amaro's safekeeping at their settlement, Wollickdorf. It beareth mentioning that these Amaro are unlike those which thou hast heretofore encountered, owing to a peculiarity in evolution. They are capable of speech, and thus we might negotiate with them as we have the Fae folk. Though it saddens me to see you leave, we wish you well on your way. When you arrive in Wollickdorf, seek the largest of the Amaro. His name is Seto Kaiba, and he is their leader and the bearer of the relic. An enormous Amaro slumbers peacefully. Should have totally called him Mog. Bert. Wait, you know Artbert? Were you his ride? Oh, forgive me, I was having a dream. Seldom do men visit us. What brings you to our village? Did I hear you all right? You desired the crystal shoes that you may confront the Light Warden? No, you mustn't think such things. Even if you are indeed immune to the Light's corruption as you claim, vanquishing the king will bring you naught but sorrow. Forget this folly. Return whence you came. While we appreciate your concern, we have no choice in the matter. Will you not reconsider? Come, my friends, let us leave him to his thoughts. Tis harder by far to change the minds of they who mean well than they who mean ill. Forgive me, but I'm not sure I understand. And little wonder, 'tis the first time thou hast set foot here. 'Twould behoove you all to learn something of the nature of this community, I think. And there's no surer way to speak than to speak with its members. In such wise you will come to understand Seto's reason to refuse us, and I hope gain the insight into how he may yet be persuaded. So I bid ye seek out the Amaro and make yourselves known unto them. A gentle touch shall suffice by way of greeting. Touch the booty! How long has it been since I last felt a man's touch? Cannot help but be reminded of my master's hand. He was the Knight of Beaubert, a noble and valiant youth. Soul. But like so many others, he had died in fighting the Sin Eaters. Though he is long departed, I remain on this land, out of respect for his memory. That tickles enough. I never had a master. I'm not accustomed to it. Not that I dislike your kind, you understand. On the contrary, we Amaro are bred to be fond of men. In the beginning, we were all of us mindless beasts, but then a mage of Veronica gave us the gift of intelligence that we might better serve our masters. After that empire fell, those with the gift eventually died out. On rare occasions, however, we are born with the seed of our ancestors in us. We live long enough amongst men, this seed may quicken, restoring the power of speech to us among other things. So it is with me, though I never had a master, as I told you. is happening? Why am I being patted? It's wonderful. Seldom do we have the chance to enjoy the attentions of men. Your kind are loath to come here for fear of the Fae folk. But then we are Fae folk too. When first we made our home here, we swore an oath to the Fairy King, you see. Tis easy to forget sometimes. Thou hast peered into the hearts of the Morrowhead, I take it. Then thou canst not choose but see the intense and abiding love they bear to men. It is out of the concern for our welfare and not scorn that Shadow seeketh to dissuade us from confronting their king. Yet confront their king we must, and to the end we must needs have the crystal shoes. You have spoken with my brethren. Then you see it is not out of scorn that I deny your relic. I simply cannot bear to see men fight and die, not anymore. None of us can. To lose one who has placed a gentle hand on us, even once, fills our heart with untold sorrow, as my brothers and sisters will readily attest. What am I to make of such declarations? Tell me, why do you wish this? This land is no longer man's to fight for, nor will you be doing so compel. Yours doing so compel the fate of folk to change, and I want order. In order to obtain the other relics, you will already have paid the due price, not more is owed. Why then would you risk to face our fallen king? Just keep a promise. What did he say? Could be a mere coincidence. Very well, you may believe what you say, but we shall see if you have the strength to do it. Sin Eaters have been prowling the area of late. Prove yourselves against them, and I will consider giving you a relic. See that you are well prepared, then meet me in the clearing to the east. There, I will lure out the fiends, then you may slay them. It's not up here, okay? This does not appear to be it. There's artwork. There we go.
My medallion! You found it! Oh, I know not how to thank you. It is my most treasured possession. A gift from a dear departed soul.
He's still with us.
He was a traveler, and together we journeyed to the ends of the world and back again. When I was young. In those days, I could not speak. But we found joy in each other's company nonetheless. Oh, the memories.
It's not depressing at all.
This medallion he found during an adventure. Fashioned it into a necklace for me, his partner in crime. I had not the words to tell him then, but it filled my heart with pride. I was so happy.
Still a better love story than Twilight.
His name was Artbert, and he was my friend.
Artbert, thou sayest?
Funny you say that.
Everyone blamed him for the flood. Him and his comrades.
I mean, they are technically to blame for it, but...
Some few spoke up for them, of the many whose lives they had touched. But as the years went by, their voices were drowned out by those who only uttered the adventurers' names as a curse. It was too much to bear. And so I left behind men and their lies, and came to this place. Artbert was a trusting soul, constantly being drawn into the troubles of others. Yet in spite of this, he never thought twice when he saw someone in need. He always tried to help. It was no different then. The world needed heroes. It needed him. And yet, he was a good man. He deserved to be happy. I wish I could have told him that, at least.
Well, he heard ya. I'm sure Artbert knows how you feel. Well, he was right there.
You remind me of him. Your kindness. When we Amaro were created, we were granted the ability to perceive souls. Thus did we recognize our masters. That ability has long since faded from our kind. But due perhaps to my reversion, I can see your soul. Faintly, but surely. It is reminiscent of Artbird's. Strikingly so. Of course, you are you and no one else. We are defined not by the soul we are born with, but the path we walk. Nevertheless, I cannot help but feel that this is more than mere coincidence.
It's almost like we're the same thing. A warrior of light.
Which is why I will place my faith in you. The relic. It is yours.
A warrior of darkness, as it were. Well, thank you. That means a lot. Crystal shoes. Oh, like you could put that in a skirt pocket.
There's trouble! Terrible trouble!
Let me guess, Ilmoran army is here.
Has something happened at Lida Loran?
Together with the twins, we were playing tricks on some nasty mortals to stop them from setting foot in Ilmeg.
But
At first they ran off screaming, which was lots of fun. But then a scary, bony, wrinkly old mortal came along and spoiled everything. None of our tricks seemed to work on him, which is no fun at all. And now they're getting closer and closer.
God damn it.
Ranjit. If he manages to find his way in, all our efforts will have been for naught. As thou sayest. Should we be discovered ere our mission here is complete, and the Light Warden yet liveth, our task will be rendered nigh impossible. If we are to prevail, we must needs divide our forces. Thus do I propose the following. Whilst thou salliest forth to meet with the Light Warden, we shall join in the effort to obstruct the trespassers. Should we succeed in staying their advance, all the better. Yet even should we fail, if we can but delay our enemy's arrival long enough for thee to secure victory, our plan may still be deemed a success.
Hopefully.
So the moment the lights go out, we all beat a hasty retreat, yes?
Let me come with you. I have the blessing too.
True. And they kind of want you, so...
No, Midfelia. You'll only get on the foot. Now come.
I wish there were more I could do. Please be careful.
You too. Okay. Aktla Orm in. A new Amaro. Okay. The kid has recognized you bear the 4 relics. The seal is broken. Great. All that remains is to enter the castle and confront Titania, a being bereft of reason and mercy. It is sure to be a ferocious battle, but if anyone can bring an end to our king's torment, it's you. Yet know this, my adorable sapling, though we Fae folk may appear to be unfettered, to live unfettered lives, there are still laws that bind us. To take back as much as it is taken, to create as much as is destroyed, to give as much as received. In all things, balance must be preserved, and the same it will be asked of you. But worry not. Come what may, your beautiful branch will ever be at your side. Kill the king and what? Then the dancing plague. Can't wait to see how the dancing plague extreme will be. There we go. To Titania. The Dancing Plague. Who goes there? Are you the one who broke the seal? No, I just happened to see what's broken and walked in. You know, for a guy, you look very feminine. Or is king just a title? So much time lost. So much frolicking and feasting left. We must make up for it. We must begin by playing with you. Let me get this song. This thing is awesome. What?
When you play with fire. Sick of this crapped old castle. Let's
Well, we're dead. can't wait till Extreme. You'll love it. We won't, but you will. Two light wardens down. So night returns to this land. At least this part of the land. Peace.
You have freed our fallen king. Not that I expected any less, my Snayak.
Snayak?
The dress, the crown, the scepter, the shoes. The time has come for these relics to serve their true purpose. For they are not only keys to the castle, they are also blessings to be bestowed upon the new king. The way into the castle is opened when it is time to relieve the reigning monarch of the throne. And the brave soul who does the deed has the honor of taking their place. However, should you ascend the throne, you will become one of us, never again to live as men do.
I would be okay with that.
My adorable sapling. Precious mortal. We Fae folk live forever, but such is not your virtue. To strive for a dream you will never see, to sow seeds that others might one day taste the fruits of your garden, that is the beauty of your kind.
I want to be a Fae.
Burn bright and shine as only you can. These blessings your lovely branch will accept in your stead.
Ew. Well, aren't you pretty? The new Titania.
Kinla, Ilishla, Ilmek, Okbra. Now, shall we attend to those unwise enough to trespass in our realm?
Hell yeah! The new Titania! And it's my sort of branch. I mean, does that pack still work? I would hope.
Confound it. How did they get here so fast?
Damn these pixies and their tricks!
Ain't it?
How in the seven hells?
Listen well. We come in pursuit of villains who have fled to this land. You know who and where they are. Now show yourselves and answer me before I lose my patience.
Oh, stop! It hurts! It hurts!
Damn it.
Enough! Lift the enchantment!
No. Oh, come on.
Minfilia, willful child. How many times must I come to collect you?
I won't return to your maw. And I won't let you hurt my friends.
Look, you
What
can
is
fight
this
him.
stance? Where did you learn it? No oracle I trained would make such an unseemly show of herself. Know your shame, gal. You're powerless. You have no life nor purpose, save that which our master sees fit to permit.
Who are you to dictate her purpose? To lock her away and deny her a life? If she was powerless, it's because of you, you sanctimonious swine. But no longer.
Fool! Defiance only begets more suffering. It is through acceptance alone that one may find solace in this god's-forsaken world.
Look, the sky.
Night becomes one again.
She's done it. The warrior of darkness has triumphed.
General, what are our orders? What do we do?
We do what we came to do. Subdue this rabble and find the warrior of darkness.
Forward, men! Take the villains captive!
Yeah, we're not gonna let that happen.
Are you deaf? I said...
Axla Orwain! Axla Orwain!
What? What's happening?
Be wary of the Fae. Oh, you just about to become one.
I wasn't there before.
Oh, this is awesome! So that's how Leafmen become Leafmen, huh?
What's the matter with you? Get a hold of yourselves, damn it!
Here comes the sun. Hey, I'm on Seth. I'm totally on Seth, aren't I?
General, they come in greater numbers. We must retreat.
All who stand with a warrior of darkness shall face justice. My master demands it.
You are a fool. You know that? I'm not on Seth. Oh well. Not big enough. Titania. As it were.
I see. Well, it's a good thing Ffxiv volunteered to become king in your stead, for all our sakes.
We are grateful for your timely aid, Ffxiv, or should I say, your majesty.
It was the first night in recent memory. We all of us but wished to make the most of it.
No kidding.
That's something you must remember about us Fae folk. Though our existence may be eternal, we exist only for the present.
Makes sense.
We live in the here and now, paying no mind to futures that may or may not be. To wit, we are not driven as men are. We cannot fight for such causes as men do.
Does that mean you won't aid us against the Sin Eaters?
Sadly not.
Not unless the mood takes us. But if it was to repay a debt, well then, that's another matter. To take back as much as is taken. To create as much as is destroyed. To give as much as is received. Such is the way of Ilmeg.
That's a really good way to live.
By this law, we shall lend you our strength. In return for the beautiful sky you have restored to us. In times of need, do not hesitate to call.
Oh, we will. I'll be sad to lose you. What about our pact?
Silly sapling. I shall remain at your side. Even should my body be in the castle, 'tis a simple thing to have a little part of me accompany you.
Aww.
Treat them as you would your Isnefis.
I'm lucky as hell. Okay. The Wheel of Fate is turned. Still the wrong game. And so, 2 Light Wardens have fallen. When shall we make it 3?
All seems well at the Crystarium.
For now.
Yes. Ylmor was plainly more concerned with finding us. How flattering.
You certainly took your time. I had half resolved to complete the task myself.
And you are...
You don't know him?
Were one to study the annals of Garlean history, one would find yonder visage on many a page. Though by rights its youth should long since have faded.
Oh right, you don't know he's an Ascian.
Well, well, we have a historian in our midst. That spares me a lengthy explanation. I am Solus Sos Galvus, founding father of the Garlean Empire, and under various guises, the architect of myriad other imperially inclined nations. As for my true identity... I am Emmett Selk, Ascian.
Knew it. Emmett Selk.
Gaia spoke of you. A native of the Source.
Equal in rank to La Habrea. And you came all this way just to introduce yourself to us?
Behold the sky, restored to its former glory. Have you ever seen a more affecting spectacle?
God, you're a prick.
Oh, it is truly, deeply...
Annoying.
infuriating.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how much you have delayed the rejoining?
That's kind of the point.
Following the flood, the First had been listing ever further towards the light, towards stasis. The end was in sight. Enter man and his indomitable spirit. He would haul the world back from the brink. And adding his lumpen weight to the power of growth, he duly tipped the scales, if only by a fraction. Yet a fraction was enough to spoil the perfect imbalance needed to bring about a rejoining.
That was the point.
Had mankind continued to live in idleness under Vorthri's rule, all the conditions would have been met. But you had to come and ruin it all. Thanks to your meddling, light supremacy is in doubt, and our painstakingly laid plans are in tatters!
Well, I should begin by thanking you for confirming Urianger's theories on the inner workings of the Calamity. He will be most pleased.
I mean, he's right there.
As for what happens next, might I suggest you admit defeat and walk away?
Happy to let me go, are you? Because the murderous glint in your eye suggests otherwise. Indeed, it is enough to make me think better of confronting you alone. Look, it did cross my mind to simply side with Vorthri and kill you all, but that's no different from what La Habrea did.
And look what happened to him.
We all know how well that ended for him.
Yeah, no kidding.
And so, while it is liable to be troublesome, I have settled upon a different approach.
And that is...
cooperation.
Cooperation? Why?
I will not raise a hand to hinder your hunt for the Light Wardens. If you desire it, I will even lend you my knowledge and strength.
That is not a good sign.
Since time immemorial, you and yours have labored to rejoin the 13 shards, at the cost of countless lives. Do you expect us to believe that your objective has suddenly changed?
Quite the contrary.
Nay, our objective is the same as it ever was. Though I dare say, you do not know our motive. A war waged without knowledge of the enemy is no war. It is mere bloodletting. Just once, Might we not seek to find common ground?
With someone like you, no. Just screw yourself.
For good or ill, I am immortal. Provided I have the inclination, I can always begin anew, scheme and conspire to my heart's content.
Well, we could actually stop you.
But this time I thought that I might instead try to see eye to eye, to understand what drives the hero of the Source, to determine if our goals are truly incompatible.
Without even telling us what your goal is.
Shed your preconceptions. See beyond the unscrupulous villains you take us for. When all is said and done, we may find ourselves pleasantly surprised. The proud discoverers of a path of cooperation rather than opposition. Think of it.
I'd rather not.
Thou hast delivered thy proposal, and we would not dismiss it outright.
But...
If I may offer thee counsel, however, to make thy case via an illusion reflecteth poorly upon thy sincerity.
Yeah, that's a good point. Can't really trust a person.
My apologies. You will forgive me if I'm not entirely at ease in the presence of a famed Ascian Slayer. I felt it only prudent to take precautions.
Yeah, that's fair. We do have a white ether. Or a sight, after all.
Nonetheless, your counsel is duly noted. I take my leave, friends. Rest assured, we shall meet again soon.
Don't call us friends. What does he want? Cooperation? He can't be serious, can he? Well, we've certainly been given much to ponder, but first things first, we should report to the Exarch. You can run along, Selena. We're perfectly capable. In light of your recent exertions, I'd say you've earned a rest. Go on, take yourself off to bed, blah blah blah. Okay. And so... I hate that guy. Look how let's work together, despite the fact that I hate you. Here we are again. Well, that was nice of them. I hope the past few days have not been overly taxing. Pray take your rest and recover. Aw.
From the Exarch, is it? With that mirror of his, he can watch your every move, you know. He'll probably think you're talking to yourself. Still, he's keeping you well fed. Judging by his people's faith in him, he seems to be a decent sort. But so much about him remains shrouded in mystery. Like, what was he doing back in my day? There was no such person when I was around.
Good point.
A lot's happened since the flood, though. Since I was set adrift. I know little more than you do of this city's history in the Exarch's past. Not that it matters. It's Emmett Selk we should be concerned about. When our world was about to be consumed by light, the Ascian in white appeared before us. He said that the only way for us to live on was to bring about the rejoining.
Look how that turned out. The moon!
Desperate as we were, we heeded his words, not realizing that the flood was of the Ascian's own making.
Of course it was.
They cannot be trusted. None of them. But Emmett Selk had one thing right. One should not fight blindly. That's what we did. And it cost us everything we held dear.
True. You're putting me off my dinner. Tell me about Seto.
What? What about Seto? What is there to say? All right. He's done some growing. When we were traveling together, he was nowhere near as big. And he obviously couldn't speak. I had no idea how much that medallion meant to him. What about you, anyway? You must have a friend like Seto. Chocobo, perhaps? Come on, you tell me something for a change.
Real Pulte. Real Pulte. And so we have to be level 74 to continue. Not that that's much of a surprise. For now, let's go back to the scene what's to come with the freaking, you know, Okay. There he is. No, we mustn't send out the mannequin too soon. If Pronessa sees it, he may very well blast it to bits before it has a chance to investigate the hollows. There he goes. I'll send in the mannequin to trail him. Let's sit back and enjoy the show. Just like expected. Gone without a trace, shed no tears for our little friend, though his sacrifice. We know just how much distance we must keep from the hollows to avoid being sucked into the void. Now it's our turn. Let's edge a bit closer and see what we can observe. Mind you, take care not to wander too close, unless you fancy a vacation to the dark, shadowy abyss. You don't even know what's in there, but whatever. It's as if a shadowy whirlwind rages inside, right? It's like anything and everything into the void. I've seen many horrific sight in my day, but this sends a shiver up the spine. Let me out. It's so dark in here. Huh? Why the pale face, friend? You look as if you've seen a ghost. A voice, you say, from inside the hollow? But that's impossible. Someone out there, please help me. Help me out. Get out of here. Was that a voice? Is someone out there? If you can hear me, please, you must help me. I can't see anything. No road, no trees. I have an ether current to follow. Which way do I go? How do I get out of this place? This voice, what God's name is it saying? This is a boy, you say, who claims he's lost inside. No ether current to follow. Sounds like he's adrift in the flow. Unlike what would happen if the etherite to which one is teleporting was destroyed in mid-journey. Wait a minute. What there was some way you could channel your ether into the void? Might that not allow you to your etheric form to serve as a beacon of sort of guides to guide the child back to us? Of course, not that I know how we go about that. I reckon you could do that, just that. I won't even think of asking how. Do you damnedest? Damnedest. Luckily, we know how to do that. Wicked white. I knew you were no ordinary sinner, but even still, you find ways to surprise me. Is that? Where am I? Well, be damned, there was a child inside. The little expedition has left us with more questions than answers, But now that boy needs our care. Let's carry him back to Mortsook and find a warm bed and some more nourishment. Well, that was something. The boy's resting now. He is weak, but not wounded. At least as far as I can tell. Needless to say, his presence raised questions. Are there more trapped on the other side of the hollows? If so, might they also be returned to our world alive? You don't say. In that case, he's all yours. I'm just jesting. Friend, I can't very well tie you down here forever. Worry not, I'll manage somehow. Okay. I'll see you y'all next time.